morning, Marco Island. This is, I believe, episode 9 of the Good Morning Marco podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Sullivan.
And I'm Jordan Kraley.
And this is our wonderful guest.
Hey, my name is Raines White. I'm a DJ, music producer, and artist based in Marco Island, Florida. Thank you for having me on the Good Morning Marco podcast, Marco Island.
Wonderful to have you, Raines. Well, so Raines, otherwise known as DJ Raindrop. If any of you recognize this background here, we're right in front of Paddy Murphy's Irish Pub, which is where Raines DJs every Saturday night, right?
Yep. Every Saturday night, I'm here at Paddy Murphy's Irish Pub here in Marco Island, Florida. It's always a pleasure to DJ out here because this is one of the only spots on the island that stays open until 2 a.m. So if you're ever visiting this spot, make sure to come out here if you're looking to have a great night.
That's one of this. There's only like 2 or 3 places on the island that actually stay open this late, and 2 of them are in this plaza.
Yep, Kava culture.
I like the laid back energy that you've got over here, so I'm gonna hold my mic now and get that out of my way.
I'm not going to hold mine because I tend to not hold it close enough to my
that's
face.
right. That's fine. So Raines, what made you get into DJing?
So a few years back during COVID, a lot of people, were getting into different hobbies and activities while they were isolated. Me personally, I had to move back from Gainesville down to Delray, Boca Raton, Boynton Beach area. I was staying with my family for, the time being before I went back up to college, and I was really interested in making music. I was a cappella singer, and I also was a concert choir singer. So
wait, I didn't know that you were an a cappella singer.
Yeah, so I was
you
a
say
tenor.
Something earlier when we were setting.
I want to
up.
hear you sing.
Yeah, so I sang a tenor, high tenor, mid tenor kind of for the concert choir. So I think that would be like tenor 3 or tenor 2 or something, and when it came to the a cappella, I was the only tenor there.
That's wild.
Yeah, everyone.
Tenor's impressive.
Yeah, everyone there basically had perfect pitch, so they could tell like if something's a C or a D or whatever. I didn't have that because when I was a kid, I think I did. I played the violin and the viola.
What?
Yeah, like I played the violin and viola, so I knew like what pitches were. But after taking a break from that, I didn't know really what it was. So it was kind of difficult because I was the only tenor, and usually you sing like a same part as other people.
Wait, how many instruments do you play?
Primarily all I really play these days is the keyboard because for music production, you can use the keyboard to put in a melody or a chord progression, and then you can just color it with whatever sample you're using it. And by color it, I mean like when you're producing, if you do like C, D, E, whatever chord it is, you just add like
different voices.
Different voices, yeah, different sounds.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I got started back in 2020 after having to stop doing the singing because everything was closed down. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to produce music. Juice WRLD, his producer for a lot of his songs was this guy called Nick Mira. So I just watched a bunch of his live streams, and I just kind of copied what he was doing to learn like how to make hip hop beats and stuff. And then, as the time progressed and I was practicing like hours and hours a day, in around 2022, I started being more serious about EDM music and synthwave, like chill down-tempo music. So I'd gone to a few concerts like EDC Orlando, and I was like, yeah, I really want to make dubstep or like EDM music, and I also really want to make like chill house music, because the song Resonance by Home.
I'm not familiar with that like style of music.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a meme song. Yeah, but that song inspired me a lot. I really liked that song and a bunch of his other music. And he was actually from where I lived for a while. He was apparently from Punta Gorda area, which I lived for a year down there. But I guess now I saw he lives in Chicago or something. But
right. So let's see. you were playing like concert viola and violin when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And then you were also in concert choir. You were the only tenor who did not have perfect pitch.
For a cappella.
Yeah, for a cappella group. And how long were you in the a cappella group for?
I was in the a cappella group for maybe 1 to 1.5 years or so.
Oh, okay. So not that long in the grand scheme.
Basically as a freshman to sophomore. Sophomore, I had to leave
So
school.
you started music production in 2020 because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then only just recently you started actually doing like live events with the DJ
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, so as a music producer, I was pretty serious 2022. 2022, I made maybe like 20 tracks and released them. 2023, probably 20 or 30 tracks. And then 2024 so far, maybe like 20 tracks at most.
Which a lot of your music is actually gotten quite a few streams on Spotify, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because my biggest song right now, it has maybe like 10 to 15 million streams. It's a song that I made in like 20 minutes. Like literally I was just sitting there the day before going on a flight to visit my grandparents. I was like, you know what? I really want to start making EDM and funk, like dark wave music, because it's really popular right now, 2024, in like the gym or in like edit videos on Instagram. I was like, yeah, I like this genre. So I just made something really basic, and that track just gained a lot of traction. Initially, it gained a lot of traction, and then it kind of died for a few months. And then in 2023, like around April to May, it just randomly started like blowing up a little bit, and it went from like less than 100 streams a day to like up into the 20,000-30,000 streams a day, which was pretty crazy for a song that I made in only 20 minutes.
Well, congratulations. It's sounding like you're like the Charlie Puth of Marco Island.
That's pretty good. What page is that on? What artist name is that under? Because I know you've got a couple.
Yeah, so what I like to do is I like to have different artist names for different kind of genres. So I had the name Cursal, which is UNICURSAL. That was my name for my EDM music last year. And then earlier this year, I changed it from Cursal to just Cursal, like CURSAL, because I felt like Cursal was too long of a name personally. And I'm really particular about the names because I've done a lot of work on like SEO and stuff like that. So I just felt like the SEO of Cursal was a bit more difficult than the searchability of Cursal.
I like it. So what's the song's name?
So that one's called 17.
Very nice. Very nice. Jordan, do you have any questions that you want to bounce over here?
Well, I did write down a couple beforehand, and a couple of them you've already managed to answer.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I didn't even have to ask for an elevator pitch. Rains, have you been interviewed before?
I'd say I've done a few shorter interviews with some of my friends. I have a really good friend. I'll give her a shout out. She lives in Jacksonville. Her name's I Go By Neek, IGOBYNEQ. She's a really good rapper herself, but primarily what she's been doing over the last few years is helping independent artists grow and monetize their music business. So she actually has a book. It's the Hitchhiker's Guide for releasing your music. I Go By Neek. She's really great at that, and she's a good consultation point for growing your music as an independent artist. She interviewed me, and I kind of went over how I have grown my music business.
Do you feel like there's any new pressure, like as far as DJing on the island, and like, I mean, you do know a lot of people around here. Do you feel like there's any new pressure as far as what your music and DJing needs to sound like?
So something that I would say for anyone that's trying to be a DJ or anyone that would like the perspective of like a DJ, there's different types of DJs, I would say. So there's the DJ that goes on tour and does their own music typically, and people go out to see them for their music. That's kind of what I want to grow towards. But at the moment, I would consider myself more of like a, as I actively DJ now, more of a small town kind of DJ where I'm DJing to the crowd or whoever's there. Because one night I might have a more of a pressure to play older 90s music based on the crowd. And another night there might be a bunch of people that are younger in their early 20s that are going to want to hear like Ken Carson or Future. I mean, Future is more cross generational, but you know, it just depends on the crowd. So whoever's there, I typically want to make them happy and maximize that. So I'm never really feeling pressured to play my own music because I know that my job when I'm playing at Paddy's, for example, is to just play whatever the crowd is going to enjoy and want to hear. Whereas in the future, I do want to work towards being able to go on tour. Somebody that I've been in contact with, he's been able to go on tour, and I think by growing social media presence, you will be able to go on tour as a DJ, but you have to make music as well, I'd say. So I guess in terms of the pressure, I guess I just kind of work towards whatever I have to do at the moment, I guess.
Nice.
By the way, I just have to jump in here for a second and say I'm loving this so far. Like this is oh wait, I gotta fix. Give me 1 second. Give myself a little bit more there. Okay. I am loving this interview so far. You are a very good interviewee, Rains,
thank you.
and that's why I asked if you have done this before. It's like, yes, I have. Let me see. Have I done this before? My friend has a book, and
Yeah.
like,
Make sure to leave that in, by the
yeah.
way.
Oh,
'cause,
100%. 100%.
She's legit.
Yeah, 100%. No, all this is staying in because
Okay.
this is staying in too. I just wanted to say you were a very, very good guest.
Thank you.
This is great. But so what would you say when you're doing your DJing here at Paddy's? What's your favorite crowd to sort of like cater to? Since we're on that subject,
I'd say that a crowd that I like to cater to, I enjoy playing to old crowds. I'd say that usually it seems pretty repetitive depending on the month, because you'll have a pretty similar crowd of, you know, you'll play some older music for people that are a bit older and play what they kind of heard when they were growing up and enjoy. Whereas sometimes the only crowd that can be difficult is when you have a bunch of younger people and they are kind of clashing with what the older group is enjoying. That can be tough, but I'd say I enjoy playing to old crowds.
Nice. So this will be a multifaceted question, which I think will be perfect for you. So we have realistic in the area versus like high in the sky looking towards the future idea for this dream venue. What's something that within the next like 6 months you think is attainable versus something that you think within the next 5 years might be attainable?
Okay.
Versus maybe even something that like it's like I don't know if this will ever be attainable, but like dream venue, like of course like Madison Square Garden or something.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah.
I would love to play in the next 5 months the is it the one amphitheater?
The Unity Amphitheater.
Unity Amphitheater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd love to play the Unity Amphitheater for some community events out here in Marco. I know
I bet we can make that happen.
Right. Like I know that
I would totally love to see that.
Right. I know that my guy Joe, he has a good presence over at the Unity. I think you've played at the Unity, right?
I have, yeah.
That's a really
I did.
nice setup.
We were actually going to do an episode on the amphitheater where we just sat in the amphitheater and did it about the amphitheater, but we didn't really have any content for that. It's like, this is the amphitheater. What do you think about that, Jordan?
It amps.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I for what was that even called? It was like one of the it was actually the second music festival ever held on Marco Island. The first being Cavacella. So Jordan, you beat them by like like a month. But it was a couple of bands that got together. What was it? The FSW band dropped out at the last minute. So Joe came to me and said, hey, would you like to do a solo set for an hour? I'm like, yeah. So we did, as I forget what Joe, Wesley, and I's band was called, but we did a half-hour set. And then after the half hour, like a 5-minute break. And then I did a full hour. And then like a 2-minute break, and then another half hour with Joe, Wesley, and I's band. But yeah, no, it's a really fun venue to play, especially because like you get a ton of the people of Marco love coming out for live music. That's something that's incredible around here. I feel if Marco had 10 times the amount of people, it would be like Nashville, Austin, like an up and coming music area because but mostly what we have is we have some older people who have done music their whole life. So number one, they're very good. And number two, they've got time. So there's live music at almost every bar on the island, which is really cool. And I'm glad that it's not just all bands and stuff now, because there's never really been much like, I don't know. I don't go to bars that often. I'll go to the Kava bar, right? But I don't really go out drinking because I don't like drinking. So the only time I actually go out is when you're DJing. And because honestly, I do think that that's the best night of the week. Because I remember they used to have you on for just every other Saturday. Did they switch it to every Saturday because they saw like there was like really good like an attraction to it, or was it just because the season's ramping up, let's get more? What do you know what the idea was behind that?
So something that I try to do wherever I'm playing is I try to maximize the visibility, like the local visibility of the event. So I recently learned to post my events on Facebook events. I also have
100%. You gotta do that.
yeah, Facebook events, allevents.in. I'm not on Eventbrite yet.
Nextdoor is the big one. You
And-
got to start doing Nextdoor.
Yeah, I got to get on Nextdoor.
Nextdoor's so
There's
much
a guy
fun.
named Kevin Kahn on there that I saw. But
I wonder who that could be.
yeah. But yeah, I think just maximizing visibility. I try to help promote to make sure that people come out to the bar because I want to make sure that when I'm DJing, a lot of people that might be visiting as tourists or locals that just want to have a great night, I want to make sure that they're aware of what's going on so we can maximize the amount of people.
Yeah, you want people coming in there on purpose, not on accident.
Exactly.
Which, of course, having people come in there on accident is great.
Exactly.
So, you only said the
Yeah.
5-month.
So going back to
dream.
that, I guess in the next year after I get to play Unity, obviously I want to play more places on the island as well. But Unity just stands out to me. Hey, what's up? Doing good.
We're recording Good Morning Marco. Thank you. One of the bartenders at Paddy's.
Yeah, so Unity just stands out as a really cool venue to play because it's right in Veterans Park, and that's already a beautiful place that has a lot of cool events, such as the Wednesday Farmers Market, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Wednesday Farmers Market, which is seasonal, I believe. Is it starting in November?
I think so. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly when it
Oh, I'm
starts.
so excited. I love that.
We're going to
Yeah.
have to do something at the farmer's market.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
And then, so in terms of Marco, yeah, 5 months there. And then I'd say in the next year, I'd really like to grow my presence as a house DJ and a house music producer. I want my DJ Raindrop alias to make some unique and cool house kind of songs. And I would love to play Club Space because Club Space in Miami,
Ooh.
that would be sick. If I could do that in the next year, I think that would be a huge achievement because, don't necessarily have to be headlining it, but to just be maybe somebody before the headliner and getting to play that would be a great achievement, I would say, because it would show that I actually put in some dedication to grow a name in the house music space.
It's very cool. And what's your all in all, end all, be all goal?
Sheesh. Well, depending on where I put my music, because I'm really interested in different genres, I think there's too many cool places, but in the next 5 years, man, 5 years is a while, right? Probably playing Red Rocks would be sick. Playing Red Rocks is like an EDM, as like an EDM DJ or a house DJ, or
I feel like that's better than Madison Square Garden for something like that.
it's just super unique and has a nature vibe.
Oh, yeah.
My friend Goldspec got to play Burning Man. She's a techno DJ and music
Nice.
producer. Parallel Universe. She has a set out. You should check it out. Goldspec. Check her out on YouTube. She has a set with Radio Intense. So making some techno and kind of EDM mix up kind of songs, and then getting to play my own music as well as my friends, people that have inspired me. I'd love to do some sets that may be in more unique places, like not only Red Rocks, but Burning Man, of course, would be interesting. Hopefully we don't have a problem there with the mud and people getting stranded, though.
Well, I mean, wherever you end up, just know there will be a Marco Island fan bus of everybody coming to visit you.
That'd be dope.
It'll be me and Keon. Or Keon and I. Jordan, did you have any other questions that you wanted to?
I feel like I have so much new information to digest about Rains that
I know.
I just don't even know what to begin to dissect.
I know, it's incredible. Dude, like, there's... I didn't even know you played the violin. I'm still hung up on
I
that.
actually wanted to go back real fast.
Okay.
So another place that I would love to play that I was supposed to play multiple times was Key Wading. And I was thinking about that. Yeah, because I saw Cedar Key, which is way north of us. Cedar Key apparently got really, really damaged from the
Cedar
hurricane.
Island, I think. Cedar Key, I think, is
Yeah.
south of us. Cedar
Yeah,
Island is
Cedar
north.
Key, I guess, is like north of Sarasota, possibly. But Key Wading is similar because it's another Gulf Island kind of.
Right.
But, you know, Key Wading not too developed. I'd love to also play Key Wading in the next 5 months to a year because I've had so many people that wanted to do an event out there, and we had to cancel it for different weather reasons and whatnot.
Well, we're coming up on it'll just be like 2 or 3 months here where it won't be raining every day, and we won't
Right.
have the threat of a hurricane looming around the corner.
Yeah, but there's like 2 more that are supposed to come.
Yeah, there's another. I've been following Mike's weather page now and reposting everything significant to the Good Morning Marco story, and we've got a tropical depression in development out in the Atlantic, so we'll see what happens in the next couple of days.
Yeah. Would you DJ on like a DJ boat, or would you have like a stand out in the sand?
Yeah, so we are looking at doing a DJ on a DJ boat as well. As long as I have like a generator that gives decent power, I would love to do something like that.
That'd be
Really
awesome.
neat. That's really neat.
Count me in.
So I want to move a little in our final 5 to 10 minutes here. I want to move a little bit away from the DJ Raindrop, Cursal, and and a little bit into Rains, because this is the Good Morning Marco podcast.
Yeah.
So I want to hear a little bit about your Marco-ness. So how long have you lived on Marco?
I just moved to Marco Island last year around late June, early July, and I've really enjoyed living here. It's much slower paced than other places that I've lived in. I used to live in Gainesville, which is a college town, and that's super busy. People are always going out to the club, getting lit every night. I also lived on the East Coast, Delray Beach, Boynton Beach, Boca Raton area, and that's also a lot faster pace than here. And briefly, I lived in Port Charlotte area for less than a year. That's actually a little slower paced than Marco and Naples, to be honest. But yeah, I really enjoy Marco. I'd say one of the things that I like about it is the proximity to the beach. I've never lived so close to the beach. I can go there basically any day that I want, bicycling over there or skating over there on an electric skateboard.
Very nice, very nice. So, you've lived in a lot of different places, and Marco is definitely like one of the most unique places in the world. What would you say are some things, as an outsider, I would say, some things about Marco maybe that you think are phenomenal? It's like, let's keep going that direction, or like, hey, why isn't this a thing, or something along those lines.
Small businesses are really key to Marco Island, I think. Something that I have a problem with about big business, and I'm not suicidal, by the way. I'm not suicidal or anything. But something that I have a problem with big business is the lacking opportunity, I'd say, on the lower levels. Like for people that are not college educated and maybe they want to do a more, a job that you might not need a degree for. Small businesses give a lot of opportunity to those people for growth, I think. And that's something that Marco Island hits with the bullseye, Also, the close-knit community is key because on the East Coast, I don't really think we have as closely knit as a community as Marco. The Facebook groups on Marco, like the Patriots, Marco Island Patriots, that's a good group. Different groups that support each other here, I think, are key. Something that I would like to see from Marco, probably, I would like to see a Chipotle on Marco Island. I know I just said that, I know I just said that small business is good, but
There's one right off the island, though.
I'm a big Chipotle guy, though.
Do you think they DoorDash down here? Do they deliver down here?
They do. I think they do. But then DoorDash is like an extra like $37 per order. It's not extra $37, but
It's got that Marco Island tax on it.
as a DoorDash driver, I've never once I made that sound like it's my main thing. I DoorDash like once a week maybe, at most. I've never delivered Chipotle down to the island, so I don't know how many people are actually doing that, but it's expensive to actually get it from off island down here because it's in 2 different DoorDash zones.
Oh.
Yeah, because the Naples DoorDash zone goes about down to Faith Church and like ends right about a quarter mile south of that. It's like a weird strip down Collier, and then Marco starts at like Hammock Bay.
Okay.
One
So it's
thing,
weird.
actually, okay, maybe people don't want a Chipotle, and that's fine. But because we do have La Mesa, and La Mesa is great.
La Mesa is good.
Right. But I would actually like to see a Wawa here because we do have 7-Eleven. I love 7-Eleven, but I
You have
think
2 7-Elevens.
Yeah, we have 7-Elevens here. They're great. They're 24 hours a day. But something about Wawa that would be great is it's 24 hours and food. Wawa, it offers pretty high quality food 24 hours a day.
I've said this
honestly,
on the podcast before, but one of my like long-term dreams would be to open up a 24-hour diner on Marco. Everyone's like, "You mean a Waffle House?" I'm like, "No, not a Waffle House." Because we're not staying open rain or shine. We're like, if there's a hurricane coming, I'm closing. But yeah, no, I would love, like, there used to be a diner in here called Breakfast Plus.
Really?
It's over where I think Kokomo's is right now. Or, yeah, I think it's where Kokomo's is right now. And Breakfast Plus was incredible. Hoots is the closest thing that we have to a 24-hour diner. They're starting to stay open late. They're open for dinner now. But yeah, if there was a diner that opened for dinner at like 6 and then closed at like noon,
yeah.
that would be nice. That'd be really cool. But, a Wawa also.
Yeah.
But there's the Wawa's like a 15-minute drive from here, so it's
the
not
people,
that bad.
Yeah,
Like
I
in
mean,
that Chipotle corner.
Yeah. No, it's just a little bit further than Chipotle.
for
So
the people that want a place to go to maybe after Paddy's, or if there's a lot of tourists that are looking to do something and not wake whoever they're staying with up, I feel like a Waffle House or a Wawa could really help with the late night people, and it would be an interesting place to stop by.
I'm just imagining the public outcry if someone tried to put a Waffle House on Marco
I know.
Island.
But it would be lit.
It'd be worse than the commentary for this restaurant by the cemetery.
It would be worse than the commentary on the trolley. And oh my goodness, I thought that the restaurant by the cemetery was going to be the most toxic thing that we covered. My goodness, the trolley ended up being our 2-episode thing. We didn't even do an episode on it. We did a vlog, and it ended up last week. Our upload ended up me speaking at the city council.
And I'm disappointed with the hours that they chose because I like that that's the hours that people would use for maybe the beach and whatnot. But I
Yeah,
wish
it's not going to work for any of the people at the bar.
Yeah, I wish that the trolley had like a stop right by this plaza so then people could come out and drink and not have to worry about driving at all.
You
And
can look at
and it
the
would be
map that I
great for
presented
bringing
at
them
City
around the
Council that
island.
Jordan drew and I helped with right here, right now. Look, this is the map that we did.
Yep, right there.
Yeah.
It's like you're using the force.
There goes a Cybertruck.
Wow.
It's got handprints all over it. You could tell they didn't get the vinyl wrap yet.
Also, a Costco would be nice. Having a Costco on the island.
There's no way.
Where are you gonna
Where
put
are you gonna
that?
put the Costco?
Well,
We're gonna actually level the top of this, put it right on top of the plaza.
maybe the Costco guys would visit us.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go to Paddy Murphy's.
Because the 150 hot dog, that always slaps.
I don't think there's nowhere near enough foot traffic to get a Costco on Marco Island.
I would go to Costco every day if there was a Costco on the island.
Yeah, that's not gonna. I don't think it would work. We've already got 2 Publixes. The Winn-Dixie is gonna turn into an Aldi's.
Really?
I saw a little push on Nextdoor. From someone trying to get a Trader Joe's on the island.
That's pretty good.
I think a Trader Joe's would be
Honestly,
better than
I would
Costco.
rather Winn-Dixie turn into the Trader
Yeah,
Joe's.
than a
Which hurricane-wise, I hope everybody made it okay, is doing good. Hopefully, not everybody was stranded until like 3 or 4 a.m. because
Hey,
of all
I
the
was
flooding that
stranded
happened
by
on the island.
choice. I was stranded by choice. I was stranded here in this plaza for Hurricane Helene. I came to open mic, and I went to go pick up Rocky, and I was like, "Oh, water's starting to come up." So I was only here with Rocky for about 30. I was only here with Rocky for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I go, "All right, I think I need to pack it up and go home." So then I took him home, and I had to go like detours around the island to try to make sure I didn't like sink and destroy my car. First thing I did yesterday after the storm was go up to Mr. Car Wash and get they're one of the only car washes that does the undercarriage cleaning.
Oh.
So
Yeah, that salt water can really do a number on your car.
yeah. So, Rains, do you have any closing thoughts that you want to give on the podcast here? I know we went a little bit off train here for a sec, off trolley, if you will. All right, anyway.
If you're
Closing
looking
arguments.
to visit Marco Island, or if you live on Marco Island, make sure to come out to Paddy Murphy's on Saturday nights. Every night of the week it's always lit, but you'll see me on Saturday nights for sure. Other than that, stay safe. We might have a few more hurricanes come through before the hurricane season is over. Thank you so much for tuning into the Good Morning Marco podcast, and make sure to watch some more episodes because there's plenty of good topics that have been discussed.
Yeah. Rains, where can they find you?
You can find me currently on Spotify, all music platforms. RAINES, RAINES. That's my chill synthwave music that I create. Good for yoga, good for relaxing. And Cursal as well. And actually, one thing that I would like to say is I'm starting a free yoga class with one of my good friends. We're
Very cool.
Yeah, we're looking to do weekly yoga. We were reaching out to different places in the area, and we're thinking that the beach up in Naples and also Marco Island is going to be a great spot because we get to do it on our own terms. We don't have any bureaucracy that is, trying to get us to do a bunch of different steps to do it. And it's absolutely free. We're looking to build a local community of people that are looking to learn more about yoga, to engage in yoga, and to just relax in the stressful times that we live in.
Very, very nice. All right, so, Jordan, where can they find me?
They can find you on Instagram at Ryan.
No. You got it right last time.
I forgot it though. It's been a while since we've done this.
It has been. It's been like a month since we've actually shot a podcast because we bulk recorded last time. Well, they can find you at JGKraley.
Yeah.
JGKraley03?
Yes.
Okay, JGKraley03, and then they can also find you at Poetic Paths, which that's spelled a little bit off from that. I'm just going to put a filter on this in post. It'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll just include like that's where I find you. That's where
Well,
you find
I
me.
can be found at Real Ryan Sullivan.
Real Ryan.
Real Ryan Sullivan. Well, it was Ryan Sullivan 2002, but I changed it once I got verified so that I could be. It was a little bit more recognizable.
Yeah.
How do I not remember ever saying real in front of the word Ryan?
You absolutely did. You did last episode, but it's fine.
That's crazy.
And in the trolley vlog. So.
Huh.
Anyway, so you can find me, Real Ryan Sullivan. You can also find me at my website, ryanmsullivan.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Good Morning Marco podcast and listen on all audio platforms. Make sure to rank us 5 stars. You have absolutely no idea how much that helps us get pushed in the algorithm. Make sure to share with your friends, share with other locals, share with people that you know are planning on making a trip to Marco Island. And I believe that is all we need to say.
Yeah, guys. This is Raines.
Raines
Hopefully, maybe
vibes.
he'll be DJing like a hurricane party next time.
Thank you for joining us, Rains.
Raines vibes on Instagram.
Wonderful.
By the way, I forgot to say that. Thank you, Marco Island.
Thank you for watching. It really does mean the most, and we will catch you all in the next one.
Peace.